Kim then. I am here with someone who needs no introduction, to Dr. Akwanka. So, sir, without taking too much time, could you address our audience about where we are and what we need to do to move forward, and why do you think that this conference is important?
Yeah, thank you very much, my senior brother. One of the things I want our people to understand is that when you fought in a liberation struggle for too long, you must find a way not to just to give peace a chance, to make sure that something is achievable. One cannot spend his or her entire life fighting, and I will not want any other Southern Cameroonian child, those who have been born and those who are still to be born, to go through what I as an individual have gone through, that they spend their entire life fighting for another generation to be born. So I think it is upon our generation to make sure that what we have started, we earn it for the good of progeny, we earn it for the good of our people. We came together because it is necessary. We all know that no matter how we do it, there is no one of us who can, on his own, or one organization or group that on their own can achieve this for our people at this moment. Because we are not during the 60s, where we talk of the Cold War politics, where it is possible that a capitalist world nation can back what we are doing, or a communist nation can back us. So we are in a very complicated situation where world politics have now moved more to economic interest than political interest. So it is so difficult. We do not control our natural resources. So it's not easy to have a state that is going to come and invest in us, or even individuals to truly invest in us. So the only way we can move forward, we need to harness our resources. That resources is not just financial, because our people should understand. Our manpower, our intellect, our moral consideration, our emotions, we must harness it so that we can move together. If we do not do that, then it will be not only criminal, but for those who are religious and Christians, sinful that we even started this. And all those who would have died, that blood will be squarely upon us. So we are bound to come together. We have come together, and I want to assure the people that there's no turning back in this. There is just no turning back. We will falter. There will be errors. There will be mistakes. We will sit in the house. Some of us will quarrel amongst ourselves, but we're not going anywhere. We will quarrel. We'll fix it there. But what I'm saying is, we're not coming to get this thing like a touch and go. No, it is a one-way route.
Okay, I thank you very much, Dr. Akwanka. That's powerful. And I would also ask you to address our brothers, our fathers, our mothers, our children, whose blood are spilling on ground zero, as well as also address we in the diaspora. You see, we have two mentalities. I really see that our brothers on the ground are putting 110% prosecuting this war, paying with their blood, with their wounds, their limbs, and also in the diaspora, we are taking it very lightly, because some people they sit behind their keyboard in the comfort of their air-conditioned rooms and just send out invectives. Could you, to that point, please say something that to the diaspora that can channel our thinking in the positive light more than in the negative light, please?
Yeah, I think, thank you very much. This is very vital. The first thing I said yesterday, and I've been re-echoing this particular issue, is that our liberation finds itself in a very complex moment in world history. A moment when there is social media, you have all types of people communicating. Everybody with a cell phone can speak to one another in pidgin, even in that traditional language, the vernacular, or in the English language. So at times it becomes very difficult for you to bring people together for them to understand things. The first thing those of us in the diaspora must do, must stay focused. We must stay focused. We must, each of us, do one important thing: liberate our consciences. When we make sure that our consciences are free, what do I mean by liberating our consciences? That you are sure that you do not just go out there to attack a brother because you hate him or her, because it doesn't come from your area, it doesn't belong to your own group, organization, or movement. That you don't have facts, you go out there and accuse others of embezzling funds. That you don't have facts, you go out there and then you accuse others of doing things that you know they have not done. Let me tell you what you are doing if you continue to do that. You are betraying the struggle. Betrayal does not mean you must take money from La République du Cameroon. That is an act of treachery. It is what we call an anti-liberation and anti-revolutionary tendency. We must do whatever it takes to control ourselves. Let us be emotional, but let that emotion be channeled towards La République du Cameroon, who hate us so much that they don't see us as human enough. Thomas Jefferson and his likes saw the Africans who were brought to this country as three-freed humans. But the beer oligarchy does not even see us as half humans. We do not exist. They see us as insects. They call us cockroaches, dogs, and all whatnot. So we should be able to understand that the only way we can come out of this is to make sure we stop kicking ourselves on the butt. It will not be easy. We can't control everybody. We should equally understand that not everybody who carries, in quote, a Southern Cameroonian name tag is actually a Southern Cameroonian. There are so many of them on the social media, and they are agents provocateurs. They are there to attack us and to say all types of things. Added to that, some of our sisters have married from the other side. Our brothers have married from the other side. So children with double allegiance do not have, most of them, or some of them, are not that imbued in this struggle like people with single allegiance to Southern Cameroons. So people are looking at the pros and the cons and trying to see where to stand. So what we should do is simple. Is to stay focused, accept that these things will be there, struggle to minimize them, and keep going. And for those of our brothers and sisters back home, you should understand one thing. This struggle is in your hands. No matter what each one of us out here do, we are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of miles away from home. The struggle is in your hands. If you falter, then we are all finished. However, it is important that as we prosecute this struggle, we must do it with the total respect of international humanitarian law. We should do this struggle, continue in this struggle in such a way that we should win the trust of our people than to turn them against us. Our first shield of protection is the local population. This is specifically for our brothers and sisters who are fighting as the Amber forces. We must protect our loved ones. We must make them love us so much so that they will be the ones looking for our commanders to provide us with food items for feeding. They will be the ones who will be our first line of defense, to become intelligence officers unrecruited, who will be able to signal to us that the enemy is coming, so that we'll be able to know what to do. Those are the tactics of guerrilla warfare, but that is what is important. If we kill all of these people in the same community, if we start cutting their hands, their fingers, if we start chopping off people, if we get into the acts of raping, we will be the same like those who are doing these things to us. We are far better than them. Yes. We should not go down and mess up. These people are monsters. We are not monsters. We are a loving people. The only reason we carry up arms is to defend ourselves. Otherwise, we would have crossed over to the Mongo and attacked them. But because we do not see them as less humans, we just want to protect our own lives and have the possibility to survive. That is why we are fighting within our own confines. So let us not be like them, for we will be worse than them. Let us not be like them. Let us fight this war in such a way that while we'll be freeing ourselves, we'll be helping to consensuously liberate La République du Cameroon. Their own citizens will be able to realize that we are a people, and they will see our humanity, will learn from their errors, and they will change their own way of life. Because if we become a free people, we are bound geographically to live with them as neighbors. We don't want neighbors who become savages to themselves. We do not want neighbors who become murderers to themselves. We want neighbors who will be loving to themselves. By so doing, they will start learning how to shift that love to others who are not within the same geographic confines like them.
You heard it from Dr. Akwanka. I could not agree with you more, because by nature we are placed on this earth, La République and us on that piece of land. We will coexist whether we want it or not. Even right now we have intermarriages or so. That is who we are. And our frustration is this dinosaur government who are actually out to extinguish us. I am here with Comrade Cometa. I would like to thank you very much because the people in Lower and the TV station in Lower are very appreciative that you took time and call and express your satisfaction on what they are doing to the people, our people, to help our people. And thank you very much for all what you've done. You've reached out when the call comes. I've called you, and you are one of those people who always return calls. So I thank you very much for that. To me, I said that is a responsible leadership. But sir, like all frontline leaders that we are gathered here, I have, like other Ambazonians, I was very pleased to see all of you in unison coming together so that we can better create a unified front going forward. I will ask Comrade Cometa to tell us how important did you think that this particular conference we need to come together, and also to give us a little view of the struggles and the hardship that we've come through thus. So sir, could you address the Ambazonian people?
Okay, thank you, Comrade Kimben. I must first of all once more extend my appreciation to the TV in Lowell. We know Lowell is the first council in the world that did officially recognize our struggle in Ambazonia. So once more, I am really grateful for all what they have been doing. Okay, coming back to the conference, yes, we have been having a conference since yesterday. You saw the hall was full yesterday, but today it's full, more than capacity full. We have struggled to have this conference. We wanted, when we initially started discussing about the conference, the AGC of Cardinal Tumi was supposed to be part of it, but Eli Smith was here. He went back home, but unfortunately we could not agree on a date, so that's why we had to go ahead, because our people are being killed every day, and we want this to stop. This has to stop. And we felt that the only way for it to stop is for all of us standing up like one person. That's why we called and we reached out to the frontline leaders that we all should meet, and we have been working since we started, since this conference idea was initiated, for over 2 months now, which is going to the 3rd month. We have been meeting, having weekly meetings, and we have all agreed that the only way forward is for us to go in as one people. Why? Because when we send mixed messages, then this sets confusion. The international community does not really know what we want. I mean, yes, they know we want a country, we have restored our independence, so we need our freedom. But we seem so divided, because when one group goes in, then they say they're in charge. The second time another group goes in, say they're in charge. So people get confused. So we know we did try to meet sometimes last year, AACC, and it did not work. Why? Because there was not, this foundation wasn't solid. So but this time, throughout, we have been having meetings, and that's why we're together. True that there are some brothers and sisters, there are some leaders who are not here, but we hope that as we leave from here today, they will join us, and so that we can all see to it that our land is liberated, our people are free, and that we can all go back home to rebuild the Ambazonia, to rebuild Ambazonia.
Thank you very much, Comrade. Again, from what I gathered from you, that the need of unity is now, and that you cannot rest until all members, all hands are on deck. That going forward, I think when I get from your speech that not all the leaders are here, and that from this meeting you will do everything so that everyone so that we walk like one. So thank you so much for that. At this point, I would also like you to speak to our people in diaspora who are listening now, and as well as our people, brothers and sisters who are on the ground. These are two different camps. We fight this war thousands of miles away, and probably more on the diplomatic side, and also with our purse, and also with encouraging words. But the people on the ground are bearing the brunt of the pain, the suffering, pain with their lives, with their blood. So I think it is important that they hear from leaders like you.
Thank you once more, Comrade Kimbe. Our brothers and sisters on Ground Zero, I lack words to express the appreciation for all what you have been doing. We know what you have been going through. We see our mothers burying the dead young ones. We see people living in forests. Of course, I was in Nigeria to see the refugees. I'll be going back again. I promise I'll be back. I should be back there very soon. We are saying that we know what they are going through. Yes, the bloodshed is too much. Yes, they are hurting. They are living in very terrible, deplorable conditions. But we know nothing good comes easy. It's a sacrifice for freedom. And we are all behind you. To all those in jail, to all those in the bushes, to all the refugees, we are all behind you. To all those on Ground Zero, the life you are living is not what you are supposed to be. But one thing is that God gave us that land, and we have decided this time that we can no more take the rubbish from the Republic. So we must make sure that we take this fight to the very end. We know it's not easy, but my dear people, nothing good comes easy. Together we struggle, and we will not abandon you. We will not leave you. We will do all that we can to make sure that we get our freedom. To those in the diaspora, my dear brothers and sisters, all we can do is to send our hands deep into the pockets and make sure our guys back home, they get what they need. Please, I'm appealing to all of you. $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever you can give, this would help. It will not only help those on Ground Zero, it will help the refugees. Whatever you can. I live in this Maryland. When I go to wake keepings, when I go to social events, you find halls are full. People are ready to eat and drink. Yet, we cannot sacrifice to take care of our brothers and sisters back home. Please, we have been doing so much, but I don't think that's enough. We need to do much more. We need to keep on giving and giving until the day that we are in Buea. We are not giving because we want something back in return. No, we are giving because all of us are involved in the fight for freedom. We want to be free. That's why we said let's restore our country. We don't want to have anything to do with La Republic because freedom does not mean anything to them. It's not about resources. No, it's about our freedom that we're talking about. When we have our freedom, they'll be able to manage ourselves and manage our resources and manage whatever is ours in that land that God gave us. So once more, my dear brothers and sisters in the diaspora, please give, keep on giving, support the leaders, support the people back on Ground Zero. We know we have made mistakes before, and I'm appealing to all of you. On behalf of the leaders, we are all models. Mistakes have been made, mistakes will be made, but please pray for us that we should, whenever we make a mistake, we should be able to stand up and correct that mistake. Please, once more, I'm appealing, let us contribute to make sure that we take this fight to the very end, because let nobody deceive you. There is nothing as peace. There's nothing as peace. If we say we're fighting for peace now, then we stop, our children will live to fight again. So let us better take this thing to the very end right now.
You heard it from Comrade Cometa. You've come a long way in this struggle. So if there is anyone that can talk about this struggle, you are one of those who have seen the inside, the outside, and with that knowledge, you have a good idea to lead us and tell us where we are going. Thank you for your sacrifice, and we hope that united, and that our victory is just a question of when, not how. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Comrade Kimben. Thank you for all what you are doing, and once more extend my regards to the people of Lowe.
Oh, sure, they are fond of you. Thank you so much. You are the only one who called.
The most hopeful person in the world would have easily given up on them. But we did not. It has taken tireless, round-the-clock work to get them to what they are today. And our work is just beginning. Notice I said our, not mine. This is because it is not my challenge. It is not my calling alone. It is our calling together. Our year includes you, it includes me, and includes everyone with a heart, and everyone with love and compassion for children. Collectively, our work is just beginning. Let's join our hands, our wallets, our purses, our credit cards together and give hope to these kids of tomorrow. Please share the video to your families, with friends, churches, foundations, which believe that the motherless and the fatherless children too deserve a brighter tomorrow. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, there's talk for pigeon say, if you want help, you best first get up the waka. Maybe people can start help you. Now examples that is for individuals, groups, organizations, where they see the suffer, they woke up, they stake their selves, their hard-earned dollars, start for do something. They say, trouble day, start run. No, she don't wait for help. We can't always be handing out our hands out and asking for the international community to come. These are grassroots organizations. So what I heard today from the previous speaker and the last presentation we had is how do we coordinate, collaborate for the greatest impact. We have the Northwest Southwest women here on their knees. We have our presentation of an orphanage. What should we in this conference be reacting to at this moment? What are some of the thoughts going through your minds at this moment? Not only in terms of pontificating, yes I am, but in terms of real and actionable remarks. So I love prayer, I love God, but I want to know what God has given us in terms of time, talent, and treasures to bring to bear to this cause. So let's get some reactions. Real and concrete.
My name is John Jinjo. We just finished watching the video about humanitarian. The problem I have is that we have a problem of marketing. We are here in the United States. Most of the time when I watch a TV and I see they come to the very Africa that we live, they take the big pictures of our own brothers and sisters. They have flies, they have this, and they say just contribute 19 cents a day. That will go a long way. We have to start doing what we call real marketing. We have kids, we have moms in the bushes. We have to go and have videos of those in the bushes, those who are suffering, so that when you present the video to somebody that, hey, these are our brothers and sisters, we need support. Then they will dip into their pockets deep and do something. When I see a video like that, that's good. We're supposed to have the before and after. This is what the kids used to look like, and now look at what your dollars that you gave, now this is the end product. But if I see a video like that, I cannot take the video to give somebody to help and sponsor. It's oh, they are living well. This is story building. They are living well. So we have to do what we call marketing. If we want to sell this struggle for people to dip into their pockets, we have to go into the bushes and take all those horrible pictures that people are really, really suffering and put it out there, because that's the only thing I want to say. Thank you.
So many people have contributed money for humanitarian work, and we are not seeing what is going on, and we are not getting reports, and we are not getting feedback. So and this is because we have been more or less a disorganized bunch. Each person is doing his own thing. Each person wants to do his own thing. And each person discredits the other person's thing because he wants his own thing to prosper. So please, I believe that one of the things that we are achieving at this conference is bringing everybody to the middle and telling them that if you're doing anything, we want to see you. If you're carrying out any action, we all want to know you, so that if there's anything, we will ask you to give account. The people of Southern Cameroons are gathered in conference, and they would like to decide today that organizations that are involved in humanitarian action must be identified and written down so that we know that X, Y, or Z organization is working on humanitarian activities. Are we agreed?
Yes. Yeah.
Because if we are a disorganized house, we will continue to experience calamity and ask ourselves where it is coming from. Okay, we have identified two, one an orphanage and another humanitarian organization. We would like that this conference, and I would like us to take it by resolution, that the council that our leaders are putting together will work in collaboration with identified specific groups or humanitarian organizations, and we will know that if I'm giving $1, I should give it to a particular group, not just anybody who shows up with a humanitarian organization cap, because that is where some of the money of this struggle has disappeared to. I would like us to table a resolution that we will work only with humanitarian organizations that the council that we have set up today at this conference will identify as credible and as reliable throughout this struggle. So this means that they will have to give us a list in due course, including these ones that have been courageous enough to come forth, so that we know that I will give my $1 to this one, you give your $1 to the other one. And at the end of the day, when we meet at the next Southern Cameroon People's Conference, they should be able to come here and tell us that the last $1 that you gave me, this is what I did today. When we are all agreed, let us say yay. Yay. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I wish to thank the organizing committee. My name is Acho Akufongwe, and I want to react to what Dr. Fontem said with regards to the humanitarian efforts. I think I've spent too much time in Cameroon, and one of the constraints that people have with regards to these humanitarian activities is which platform to trust. You have so many people who siphon money from people to do humanitarian activities which they end up not doing. And I don't want us to limit ourselves to maybe one or two big organizations that are existing. Let's make the platform free for everybody to have that possibility to jump in and give a hand of fellowship if they want to. I think I belong to a WhatsApp group where the members have decided to support through humanitarian efforts. But I think for more than 3 or 4 months, we could not actually identify a group that we could go through to create the impact that we wanted to create. So I also want us to give that possibility for individuals, maybe 1 or 5 or 10, who want to contribute, to have some kind of steps that they can follow.
Just along the lines of resolutions that Dr. Fontem has suggested, there is one effort benefiting our refugees in Nigeria that really struck me. And this effort is by the Nigerian activist Adeola. And one of the things I wanted to say is that at least in one of our resolutions, we should do a vote of thanks to Adeola for what she's doing for our refugees in Nigeria.
Thanks for giving me the floor to speak. I would want to believe that all Ambazonians who are here believe that we as Ambazonia are not contributing as we are supposed to contribute for this struggle. And I think that is the root cause of all these meetings and conclaves we are holding. Because I will give a small example. We cannot think that for this revolution to go on, it must be the 80 million that must be actively participating in it. There should be some. 1,000, I say at least if 1,000 Ambazonians commit themselves, we will make it. Unfortunately for us, the IG, whom I want to believe that 75% of Ambazonian support, has created a structure. This structure is the county by county, local government by local government. We have 13 counties in Ambazonia. We have at least 13 times 5, we have at least 65 local government areas in Ambazonia. And out of this local government area, we have 20 Ambazonia who have been chosen by the people to be the council members. If only this group of people commit themselves to be contributing only $10 every month, and $10 every month, $10 every Monday. Why Monday? Monday because back in Ambala, our people go through the ghost town every Monday without going to work, without doing their business, and we are here, we go to work because we have to go to work. But can we not sacrifice $10 out of that money that we go to work on the Mondays? First of all, to show solidarity with our Ambazonians back home, and then we pay $10 every Monday. 1 month it will be $40. So multiply $40 by the number of council members that the people have voted and they are council members. Why do these council members expect that they cannot lead this by contributing the $10 a Monday? And if they do this, which is possible, I think that we will move a long step. Thank you.
I would like to table the following motions to the House. I mean, this is the House. We're trying to construct a council, okay, but in any association or any organization, the floor is where it happens. So if we are talking about unity and we're talking about sticking together, I believe that it's the power of the people, you, to tell the House what it is that we want. And I would like to suggest the following motion, which is also to bring about and to maintain the unity, which will allow us to see this. I want to see it. I don't want my kids. I want to be the one to see it as well. So we need to get there real quick. The following motions I'd like to table will be the motions I'd like to table are the following. The first one is that when it comes to articulating our problem, Southern Cameroonian problem, okay, I know we live in a country where there's freedom of speech and everyone can say anything and everything. But I think most of you will agree that when we do form this council, okay, we need to have certain mouthpieces that can articulate our problem when they need be. I would like to call upon Comrade Professor Dr. Anyangwe and Bo Herbert to be two of the people, the go-to people, that if we get any call, for example, if we get any request from CNN or from BBC to talk about our problem, if the House thinks that there are more people that can join that group, that's fine. But from my perspective, for the past 2 years or 3 years, these are the people that can speak about the Southern Cameroonian issue in anywhere in the dream, and anybody, even a small little kid, will understand it. Because I don't care what group you belong to, right? We have to transcend past that group stuff. Yeah. If Comrade Bo can say it, and he doesn't belong to the IG or BG or PC, if they call the PC about the Southern Cameroon issue, they should feel free to call Comrade Bo and say, hey, listen, at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, there is an interview going on here, and we need you to come and talk about what is going on. So that is my first motion. Second thing is about thing about finances. Okay, when you look at all these meetings that we go to, for example, and I'm saying this because I'm looking as an engineer, I'm looking at stuff that has broken, And how do we fix it? When you build a bridge, for an example, we taught this in engineering school, people drive over the Bay Bridge, drive over this bridge, it doesn't collapse, you look at it, oh, it's a good, but guess what? There were people there who actually had to plan on how it can collapse, so they can figure out how to fix it. Our issue, big time, has been finances. Big time, I don't care which group it is, I don't care how we organize it. There has been talk about a joint treasury, okay? I would like to propose, in my opinion, that yes, we do go ahead and have a joint treasury, which all the groups or all the different institutions run, but also to be able to gain the trust of Southern Cameroonians again, have an outside body be a part or a member of that treasury. That's my second point. The other point has to do with fundraising. Somebody mentioned here, and it's true, that there is donor fatigue, all right? And again, we've gone through this 3 years. There's a possibility that we'll be beating this for 10-5. Let's prepare, let's be honest with ourselves. We are trying to make sure that we end this stuff real quick, but there's a possibility, plan for a rainy day. I would like to task that council that we're trying to build with the fact that they should reach outside of Southern Cameroonian community to be able to do fundraising. Yeah. And in the sense that we also can hold them now accountable every time that there's, they get together. I don't know what the meetings are going to be like, but the idea should be that, hey, what new organization have you brought to the table and how are they helping us? Now, I know that there are going to be some things that are going to be behind the scenes, right? I understand that, but there has to be some sort of a way for us to get past this idea of coming to every performance, dressing nice and neat. Some of us can stay at home. Why would I buy a shirt? I could just send my money to the occasion and do what I have to do, okay? Also, there are some sources among ourselves that have been untapped. We're moving into a season now with June, July, August, conventions from Shesa, Lessa, all that kind of stuff. We have to have this council, it's my opinion anyway, if we're talking about together being Southern Cameroonians, to tap into the alumni associations. If you're going to have a convention and raise money for your school or for your alumni, I believe, again, this is our thing. We all went to school, Sacred Heart College, Mancon, Bambali, this is. We should have those associations use part of that funding to be able to give to that council. Again, I said, this now becomes our dream. The question now becomes, let us find a way to get to it together. And I'd like to thank, again, the guys who have organized this council, and Dr. Niba Fontem as well. God bless you. This has really been, for me, a success, and a way for us to come and work together.
For those of you seeking to know how to get the video, go to YouTube, Ambazonia Sing. I believe it's not a plural.